Hello. As you can tell, I am not Rachel Jane Andelman, although this is, in fact, honorable mentions. Do not change that dial. Rachel is currently restarting her computer, and that could take anywhere from a minute and a half. Well, it's taken much longer than that. Or it could be next week that she is back. But I vow that I will hold down this stream until she gets here. So, hello, everyone. I am Matt. And, I don't need to vamp too long because everyone, here is the person that you came to see that was not me, but in fact, the one, the only, the incomparable Rachel Jane Andelman.
Hey everyone.
Hey, is this better? Is this working better for you?
This is working better. I didn't know we were live. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh yeah.
Hi. Hi everyone. It's me, Rachel. I'm your host for honorable mentions.
You were saying boo, Matt. Okay. People are booing me, so I'm gonna leave.
People are booing you?
But Pfeiffer's booing me.
So. Oh, Pfeiffer, be nice. Be nice to Matt. He is. He has a lot to do. He has
It's true.
He's a busy man.
I am a busy man, and one of those things is not be on your show. So I will let you have it. Bye.
Thank you. Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome to Honorable Mentions. The Pfeiffer is already apologizing, but it's too late. It's too late. Matt is gone. He will not hear your apology. And that's the way it is. That's the way it is. You either have to be nice. Hello, abolish. You either have to be nice right away, or else no one will know you weren't intending to be mean. You have to be nice the first time. I am live. You might be off soon. Matt, I wanted Pfeiffer to worry. You might be off soon. Great surprise. Surprise to everyone. I'm planning a shorter stream today. I'm planning an hour-long stream. Part of it was I had assumed that I would be following Kendra and Zach. They did not end up streaming tonight, but I had assumed they would be, so I planned an hour-long show so that people had a good, hour and a half, hour. I think that's fun. That's what I've been planning. I'm also planning it because I want to do top 10s. I want to do a top 10 of the week. And that's only possible when you have exactly an hour, because you have an hour and you have a top 10. Each item gets about 5 minutes and 10 seconds. And that to me is a perfect amount of time when you're doing a top 10. So that's my reasoning for an hour-long show. Will it be an hour-long going forward? That is up to me, and I think maybe yes. Top 10 now, live, baby. So if you can see my screen, there we go. I'm assuming you guys can see my screen. Assuming you guys are seeing my screen. There we go. And I'm in an itty-bitty corner, just as I'm always meant to be. The top 10 tonight. Top 10 tonight. One day, I'll have my shit in order. One day, I'll have everything on the screen ready to go. One day soon, I'll have everything going first. But the first order of business, number 10. Hello, Lloyd. We're going to go. So today, we're going to head off the top 10 of the week. These are the top 10 things that I have thought were the top 10 things which happened on the internet. Nothing else happened, just these 10 things, and therefore easy to make a top 10 list when only 10 things happened. The first thing that happened was, of course, and I mean this generously, Jeremy Strong, his Succession interview. Jeremy Strong, his Succession interview. That's the first thing that happened this week. It's number 10 in the things that happened this week. What was the Jeremy Strong interview? The Jeremy Strong interview was a Jeremy Strong interview that happened in the New Yorker. The New Yorker interviewed Jeremy Strong. Jeremy Strong is Kendall Roy on Succession, and the title of that article is on Succession. Jeremy Strong doesn't get the joke. Jeremy Strong doesn't get the joke is the name of the title of the article. And have I read this full article? I have not yet. I am going to get to it. But many people have read this article, and many people have already commented and shared this article with very strong feelings about the contents of this article. So a few things about this article, about the reaction to this article. The reaction to this article was so strong. This is what I love already. The redheaded woman, an actress already, who is that actress? I can't remember her name. She is from the redhead actress with red hair, red-haired woman. I'm doing great tonight. I'm doing great. Red-haired woman. We're going to look it up. We're going to look it up, guys. We're doing it live. We're already very live. Jessica Chastain. Thank you, CCRYS. Abolish asks, should we just assume in the future that if New York wants to talk to you, it's a bad prospect? Probably true. I don't know the last time someone's been interviewed in the New Yorker and everyone was like, that guy seems normal and cool. And no difference this time. CCRYS has helped me remember the woman's name. It's Jessica Chastain. The reaction to this article, which is reloading for some reason that I can't even begin to think of why it would reload, but it's already been so strong that Jessica Chastain, it's reloading because AAA has to do an ad. Join today for just $567. I don't own a car and I don't have money. But Jessica Chastain actually put out a tweet that's like defending Jeremy Strong as a professional, as a coworker, because apparently he comes off so poorly in this article. Please, even though we were able to locate the name of the woman I was thinking of, please continue to name women with red hair in the chat if you would like. That is up to you. That is your prerogative, and I support you doing that. The entire point of this article, based on the reactions, and again, I have not read it. Oh no, Pfeiffer, I'm sorry your ex was mean. But the idea of this article is that Jeremy Strong is extremely serious actor who's a method actor who is apparently possibly hard to work with, who apparently possibly doesn't know that Succession is a comedy, which is very funny. My Steam account wants me to log in. This is fine. Everything is going well so far. But apparently he's extremely serious in this interview and name drops a lot of like Russian playwrights and Russian writers, and just this idea that he's like the most serious actor in the world, and he may or may not be annoying to work with. I saw a lot of quote tweets of this article that was like interesting to learn that Kendall is played by another man who's impossible, or he does such a great job on Succession. It's funny that he's apparently unbearable. I don't even know what epic is, but damn the man for whoever said we need to start popping up shit in the middle of Rachel's stream. I don't care for it. But this is a long interview, but apparently it's all about how he's a very self-important method actor. So poorly does he come off in the interview that people who worked with him previously felt like they had to come out to defend him. This article, I feel like, pulls this thing where it kind of triggered people's desire to have more broad conversations, which is usually what happens when an article goes viral. People were talking about method acting in general. And my feeling is that I don't really know what method acting is. I feel like people will say, oh, I method acted for this role. That meant I stayed in character. And I'm like, what does that mean? I feel like I don't have enough of a theatrical background to really feel like I am in touch with its original or contemporary definition. Top tier. Yeah, I feel like the Pfeiffer's bringing up Jared Leto. Jared Leto will say in interviews, I had to mail my coworker my sperm because that's what the Joker would do, and that's what method acting is. And I'm like, I'm no genius, I'm no Uta Hagen, but I feel like that's not what method acting is. But I don't know. So people were really on this article and bringing up their feelings about method acting in general. Someone wrote a tweet that was like, no actress would get away with what Jeremy Strong gets away with playing in Succession, which is very funny to me. It's very funny to me because I feel like if there's one thing the country agrees on is that sometimes actresses can be difficult. So I feel like by definition, we let actresses sometimes be high-strung, high maintenance, whatever you have. Sometimes it's misogyny, but sometimes people are genuinely difficult. The Pfeiffer's like, I simply won't watch Succession. Other people bring up, to me, the salient point. I believe the salient point is that he is excellent on Succession. I've only watched the first season, but he seemed very good at acting to me. He seemed good at acting, and there was no anecdote which, to me, struck me as an anecdote which would disqualify him from being an actor. For example, he didn't murder anyone. He didn't punch anyone out. Again, if those are included in the article, they didn't go viral for whatever reason. People are like, I don't see why we should screen cap this part where he kills someone. That didn't happen. So sometimes people have to be annoying to get the job done, I guess. I don't know. Someone had a tweet that did make me laugh. They said, like, people love to make fun of method acting, and those people are often the worst actors you have ever seen, which I love. This idea that it's very easy to make fun of method acting if you yourself are not a good actor. So who knows, guys? I'm excited. I'm going to read this article in 4 months when no one remembers it, and then I'll get back to you having actually read the article with what my thoughts are, informed by the fact of me reading it. The Pfeiffer says, why watch Succession when there's Hawkeye and Fist of the North Star I have not seen? All I can say to that is I can't imagine Jeremy Renner is fun to work with either. Jeremy Renner, did Jeremy Renner hit his wife? Did another Jeremy Renner girlfriend? I believe if you Google it, you may get certain headlines. Before I start throwing accusations out there, let's see what the Google results say. When we Googled Jeremy Renner girlfriend, I don't know why my Google is trained to yahoo.com. There are abuse allegations. Let's make this a little bit more specific. Jeremy Renner abuse allegations. Jeremy Renner calls Sony Pacheco's abuse allegations nonsense. Inside the very disturbing Jeremy Renner allegations, Jeremy Renner calls ex-wife's abuse allegations nonsense. There's a lot of Google is bad now. Google is bad in that it's now only giving me extremely recent articles, which means that I'm just seeing 30 articles about how he called his ex-wife's allegations nonsense, and very few articles that are about the original allegations. This to me is a sign that Google is bad. But anyway, I'm sure a better sleuth than me can find an article about the original allegations. Support Assist from Dell wants me to know that they are installing operating system recovery resources for your PC. Sounds fake to me, but who am I to judge the applications which download automatically on my parents' desktop? Bumblebee was also good. Abolish says, biting their 4-year-old Haley Steinfeld fan since Ender's Game. All I know about Haley Steinfeld is I believe she may or may not be politically aligned with my political alignment. So that's number 10 of what's going on the internet. Jeremy Strong interview. Number 9 tonight. If you are watching, we're on number 9 of the top 10 internet things that I've decided to put in a list. The number 9 is, of course, taking photos of your family all holding guns. The Bobert gun family portrait. Where is it? There it is. The Boberts have your 6 at Representative Thomas Massey. As you see, Lauren Boebert, who I believe was recently chastened because of things she said about Ilhan Omar, which I can't even repeat on this show. Yes, Ansalt. Hello, Ansalt. Welcome to the show. We're at number 9 of things that were on the internet this week. This is, of course, very upsetting. This is apparently part of some sort of miniature trend among representatives posting their families all holding guns. Family guns. We can get Representative Thomas Massey. These are all parodies of the original photo. Let's get a photo where they're not all replaced with dildos. Is there even such a photo? There we go. Here is the original photo. As you can see, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all 7 of them all have photos of them holding a gun. These guns are, I'm not a gun expert. These feel like these are all very big guns to me. These are not like cute little guns when you're like a femme fatale and you have that like itty bitty gun like that you put in your garter to show that you're cool. If you walk into a bar and there's some sort of noir-esque plot going on, I think that I'm into guns if they are the size of like a Tic Tac container. I think I'm into those guns. But these are all very big guns. They obviously, I feel like they all come in like saxophone cases or you have to put them together. So it requires like enough knowledge that you're like, I don't know, that you're like puzzling them. There's like a puzzle aspect to them. According to Pfeiffer, they're all military guns. Yeah, and one would say, is this tasteless? Is this tasteless? First of all, is it tasteless to take a photo of your whole family holding guns? Is it tasteless to have them all holding giant guns? Is it tasteless to sort of make some sort of association between all your family's giant guns and Christmas? This idea that what really brings family together is a love of guns? Is it tasteless to all take a photo of your guns, days after another fucking mass shooting? These are all questions for God and the devil. I think that guns are I'm from Massachusetts. This is not a thing I'm an East Coast latte snorting liberal. I'm not really liberal. I like to think I'm cooler and more left than a liberal, but certainly in terms of cultural issues, I'm just like, what's the appeal? I don't get it. I feel like if I had a gun, I would immediately shoot myself and then shoot my dog because I was so scared. And then I feel like it would just be a long period of being sad that I ever held a gun. So I don't understand the appeal, but apparently other people do. So not cool to me. Yeah, so between this one and the Bobert one, again, lots of fun parodies online if you want to find them. These are also children. These are all, I believe, children holding guns, which I'm not, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't hand out guns. If I was at a party with children, I wouldn't be like, here's your gun, here's your gun. I wouldn't provide them. I wouldn't have them on display or have them sort of sitting on tables for people to sort of take their pick of them. All I'm saying is I think it's super weird, and I think we're a weird country. But Pfeiffer writes, when I decided to get the family together to celebrate the life of our turn the other cheek savior, we posed with weapons used in U.S. genocides across the world. What's funny to me is that Hanukkah is about really sort of an intra-Jewish battles, like with, I believe, mass casualties, and it was sort of like very sort of the far religious right versus sort of the more assimilated Jews in Roman territories. This is my basic grasp of what Hanukkah is. Therefore, if anything, my only note is that this seems like more of a tradition that would make sense with Hanukkah, but there really is, to me, no connection whatsoever between guns and Christmas, which I believe is sort of what if we slapped a baby birth on top of some pagan holiday rites. So to me, I just am completely lost. Call me a Jew, but I don't understand this Christmas tradition at all. So that's number 9 of the top 10 things on the internet this week. Top 10 things of the internet this week. Number 8. Number 8 is a little bit more lighthearted. You may have seen this mirror, the Neil deGrasse Tyson mirror screenshot. To me is so funny. This has gone very viral. Somebody noticed this earlier this week. Mike Schuster was not the first person to post it. I forget who first posted it, but a very keen-eyed observer of Neil deGrasse Tyson noticed that he has almost every year for about 10 years posted very slight variations of the same tweet. And that tweet is, in a mirror, you can kiss yourself only on the lips. So the original tweet where someone compiled these has had dozens and dozens of thousands of likes. And to me, this is like a perfect, piece of internet ephemera. This is, to me, like the most appropriate way that the internet can and should be used to basically be able to compile the obsessions of a minor celebrity whom we already have a mild distaste for various reasons. To me, this is such a beautiful mosaic. This is such a highly appropriate internet artifact to be able to see that Neil deGrasse Tyson, who often is pilloried on the internet for this sense of self-importance, he'll often, tweet about how movies are wrong because the stars are wrong, which is like, who cares? The stars aren't right in the movie Titanic. Who is, and so forth. Or he'll get sort of on, works of fiction for not properly adhering to the laws of physics, which to me is not the role that fiction plays at all. So to me, he already is coming in the gate. He's already through the gate with this sort of reputation for being slightly self-important and slightly irrelevant or concerned about irrelevant topics. Therefore, that previous personality trait, which we've all sort of agreed on, makes this predilection to constantly make this observation very funny, because it seems to be saying something about him. Pfeiffer says, once a year, you can give yourself a kiss as a treat. I do like this idea that Neil deGrasse Tyson every year is sort of sleeping in his room. There's a sweat developing on his forehead, on his cheeks, on his chin, where he is caught in a terrible dream where he is just trying to kiss another part of his face with his lips, but due to the characteristics of mirror play, he can only kiss himself on the lips to his own vast and unmediated chagrin. So Neil deGrasse Tyson, another year, flopping in those sheets, covered in flop sweat, wishing desperately like Tantalus he could reach any other part of his body, but always tragically ending up on his own lips. So that, to me, is the number 8 part of the internet this week. Number 8 part of the internet, Neil deGrasse Tyson can't kiss anywhere but his own lips. So now people are obviously bringing up this tweet. This tweet was from December 1st, and therefore everyone is making up lost time by pointing out that he is being very silly. Neil deGrasse Tyson had 2 ribs removed to kiss himself on the lips. Very good, Pfeiffer. That is a good tweet. You should tweet it. That is number 8 on our list of internet things this week. What else do we have going on this week? This week we also have Wombo art. Wombo art. So this Wombo art is really cool. Again, like compiling Neil deGrasse Tyson tweets, I think the internet has certain things which still, recommend it, despite the fact that it's getting worse and worse and worse. One of those things is the new, to me, and new to the internet, part of the internet that I pay attention to, a new application called Wombo.art. I've already downloaded it on my phone. I think it's called Wombo Dream, but I think it's really cool. Basically, the Wombo Dream, let's show Wombo Dream. The Wombo Dream app is pretty simple. It's an AI that makes art for you. It's an AI-powered artwork tool, and I just think it's the bee's knees. Basically, you type in a few words or a phrase, and then you click on one of certain selections. They have selections. Here we go. You pick an art style. There's about like 10 or so art styles you can choose from, with names like dark fantasy, vibrant, synthwave, pointillism. And then you put in your phrase, and it creates art for you based on that genre and your input, and then the AI does the rest. So this is really cool. Like, these are just some examples of what the Wombo does. So people have been putting in their, user IDs. People put in all sorts of phrases, and it just creates this beautiful art for you. And I think it's very cool. This one is apparently derived from the prompt Tinks, but as you see, it's like very lovely. I would make an art, but I don't think, I think it's a phone-only app, so I can't show you guys. I did make one art from it the other night, but I don't know if I can bring it up very easily. So this is green chemistry. This is so beautiful. This is so cool. I don't know what they did to the AI, but every single one I think has really like lovely balance to the scenario, to what's it called, the way the things are arranged on the page. This one's Shuha. This one is Shuha. I think those are different genres. But yeah, these are beautiful. I think this is just like a really cool application. And are they like stealing your data? Probably, but I don't really care. Who cares? Yeah, every single one I've seen has felt really interesting. This one's Sun Summoner, Shadow Summoner, and I just think these are super neat. Um, this is our Durham University rendered in abstract by Wombo Art. I think this one's like beautiful. Yeah, so you can do them in a bunch of different genres. This one's Monet water lilies, which I think is lovely. Yeah, the way that the portraits sort of create this one is, I'm not sure what's going on there, but it's really cool. Yeah, I haven't seen one where I'm just like, that's stupid or boring. I'm genuinely impressed by every single one I see. So this to me is probably the best thing the internet's done this week. I believe Wombo is probably like a Chinese app, if I had to guess. Wombo, I previously downloaded their app, which you may have seen them. They take a single screenshot. You can take a single photo, and it will make that photo, if it's a human face, it will make it do karaoke to a particular snippet of a pop song. You probably have seen examples of this. This went viral again like a few months ago. I think it's like they're calling them deep fakes, but they're very clearly fake. Basically, you take a photo. You can take a photo of like Elon or Trump or a painting, and you can make it sing like 10 seconds of like roller coaster or I feel love or what have you. So people were making all sorts of funny ones with like screenshots of movies they liked or celebrities they're interested in. And that one was fun. That one was a little bit creepier because it was like manipulating human faces, and it is very strange to see them sort of dance and sing. Like it had this sort of playing with a cadaver aspect to it that was a little bit funny. But the Wombo art one, this one to me is like the real sweet spot where you can't feel weird. You can't feel too weird about using it. It's just cool. I feel like these would all make like beautiful like fiction covers. I've been reading a lot of fiction, and these are easily as nice as any fiction cover I've seen on the cover of what I'm reading recently. So to me, this has been exploding all over. Really cool stuff, and I recommend it. I recommend Wombo art. They said, wow, that Wombo art thing is cool. I typed in beautiful genius as the prompt and got this incredible image. Very funny. To me is I think we're at 8. I believe we're at 8. That was number 8 thing on the internet. Jeremy Strong interview, guns, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Wombo bard art. The next thing, the number 7, 10, 9, 8, 7. That was number 7. Number 6. One day I will have all of this organized. So much internet every week. Number 6 is the poor child. The sofa guy from Slate. Let me try that Google again. TikTok article. So basically, new keyboard doubles every week. So the TikTok guy wrote an article this week called "I'm the TikTok couch guy. Here's what it was like being investigated on the internet." Now I hadn't heard of the TikTok couch guy before this article came out, but if you want some pathos, if you want some feelings of frustrated helplessness / being infuriated by the way things are today, this is the article for you. And I'm including it in the list because it feels like a uniquely internet problem. If you have not seen the Internet Couch Guy, it's very simple. There's sort of like a 20-second TikTok that his girlfriend uploaded, and it's her entering the room, surprising him, and he's sitting on the couch with a couple of other girls, and he looks happy to see her, and it takes him like a couple beats to stand up and hug her. And so basically, when this was posted, it's literally a 19-second clip. When this was posted, people started to talk about whether he stood up fast enough and whether his being on the couch next to other girls and taking a second to stand up meant something nefarious. You may think that I'm joking. I'm not joking. People started to comment in the comments, girl, he ain't loyal, red flag, he didn't get up off the couch and jump up and down in excitement. Bro, if my man was on a couch full of girls, I'm walking back out the door. So obviously there's a sort of puritanical aspect, this idea that a guy can't be on a couch with other women without being cheating on his girlfriend. And it also became this huge meme of the couch guy. And as he sort of mentions in the article, this couch guy meme was mentioned in Rolling Stone, E! Online, The Daily Show, and The View. So all of these sort of what you think of as A-list outlets and A-list media are talking about this 20-second clip. Well, they're talking about the reaction to it, but ultimately you're still talking about the thing. They're talking about this poor guy who's being called a cheater and a liar because he sat on the couch and then stood up. He says it became menacing as TikTok users were obsessively invading our lives, demanding more evidence about whether he is possibly cheating on his girlfriend. He says this particular detail struck me. Exacerbating these invasions of my privacy was a tabloid-style media coverage that I received. Take, for example, one online magazine article that solicited insights from a body language expert who concluded my accusers might be onto something since the angle of my knees signaled disinterest and my hands hint that I'm defensive. Now, if you know me, you know my feeling about body language experts, namely that they are charlatans when they're not simply being ableist douchebags. But apparently, this article by Women's Health Mag, which, like, what the fuck? Why are you doing this? God, people are so desperate for clicks. They brought on this sort of snake oil salesman who just like, he stood up. That means he is a liar. To me, that's like a step forward and then a step back from being a phrenologist. It's just a completely made up science. This poor guy writing in Slate about how his life's been invaded by the sleuthing trend sweeping TikTok, and he talks about how the people who were interested in his video were probably inspired by, or the larger trend has been inspired by the Gabby Petito case. This idea that not only is everyone obsessed with discovering, what happened to Gabby, but that these videos are being platformed by TikTok so that people's For You page, which if you've ever been on TikTok has this, very opaque algorithm that's called the For You page, where it just shows you a bunch of videos that, for whatever reason, it assumes you will like. And for that reason, things like Gabby Petito, people investigating Gabby Petito videos, people will suddenly be inundated with various versions of this category of video. So it was a sense that not only were these individuals sort of being, harmfully invasive on his life, but TikTok didn't take any steps, or the steps that TikTok was taking to platform these people was, ultimately very harmful to, the emotional welfare of these people who did nothing but post like a 20-second video of this guy standing up, seeing his girlfriend. Apparently, there is a Reddit page called Who's Sabrina Prater, talking about another person on TikTok who was similarly sort of overly scrutinized. I think it was a trans content creator, or by which I mean just like a trans woman who uploaded a video. So he's talking about kind of the larger trends here. I believe also in the video he it reveals that he's like in college. So this is a very young guy. These are very young people, and they shouldn't be treated like this. Yeah, you just feel, you come out of this article just feeling like a gross misjustice was done to this poor kid, that what has led us to meeting, a college kid to write about his own experiences on Slate just so that people will leave him alone, saying about how on TikTok, when he tries to post videos asking people to like leave him alone or trying to, kind of lay off him, that just sort of causes more uproar and more reaction to him. And that's what he has experienced on TikTok. So that feeling like he needs to write an article about it, to me, like this really reveals kind of the least appetizing corners of the internet, and why right now the internet is, Wombo art aside, pretty bad. So yeah, if you want to feel bad, I would recommend this article. I'm the TikTok couch guy. Here's what it's like being investigated on the internet. Not cool, not cool. That is, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So that is the number 5 on the list of internet things. If you are enjoying this show, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to go to our merch page. Feel free to give us a Ko-fi. That's all on our About page on Twitch. On our Twitch About page has all of the links you need to support us if you enjoy this content, if you enjoy me talking into a camera about the things on the internet that are weird and good and bad. So, what is number 4 internet thing? We used to be a country. What is we used to be a country? We used to be a country is a joke format derived from a single very strange tweet. If you go to we used to be a country, we used to be a country, a proper country, that is the full joke format. That is the phrasing taken from the original tweet. This idea was that, and I don't even know how to get to the original tweet by now. Oh, yeah, the original tweet may pop up, but until it does in this, in the search engine, until it pops up, I'll just explain it to you guys, because I've by now lost the link. Of course I have. I'm very prepared for this show. This is original tweet was about some guy who posted like a 1970s era picture of a pharmacy with the subtitle, "We used to be a country, a proper country." And everyone thought, what a weird thing to be nostalgic for. People were wearing plaid. The pharmacy was very orange. It was deeply unclear what about it someone would miss. Therefore, it started this trend of taking sort of the most ridiculous photos you can think of in terms of what you might be proud of in terms of this country and posting the subtitle. So here you have people saying we used to be a country, a proper country. Used to be a country, a proper country, different hairstyles. Yeah, you get all these people kind of looking for the kitschiest, corniest, silliest, most sort of almost avant-garde in their nichiness. Oh, here's the original one. This one, a 7-Eleven in 1973, used to be a country, a proper country, and it's like a woman at the counter. And nobody knows why. It's still a mystery about what about it they would be nostalgic for. So if you go, you can see this has been arguably the joke format of the week. People love the shit out of this particular joke format. As you just roll down. I love a good shout out to Silent Hill 3. Very good. In fact, I think I'll retweet that because I'm a big fan of Silent Hill. So we'll just give that a little retweet. Yeah, so basically people are just looking for the silliest photos they can find and pretending to be nostalgic for a wayward, for our wayward past. Yeah, there's not much to say more than that already. Whether or not the joke format is funny, for a lot of joke formats, is almost like beside the point. What's important is this feeling of why it became popular, which I believe in this case is just the desire to point out that nostalgia can be very silly. I think nostalgia can be a very kind of absurd inclination of the human mind to the phenomenon where we forget bad things, remember good things. That's how brain works, so that the past always seems more pleasant than the present. But anyone who spends, more than 1 minute thinking will remember that the past was also bad. So therefore, nostalgia is kind of by its nature absurd, even if it is also explicable. These are that all said, these are all magnificent fits. These are really wonderful fits. I will say that while it's silly to be nostalgic, men should wear shorts this short again if they aren't already. Those are some fun fits. So that's number, I believe, 4 Internet Things of the Week. Number 4 of the Internet Things of the Week. Number 3 of the Internet Things of the Week is another joke format. It's called You Want Me To, The Thing. This is the other major joke format of the week. You want me to go to class? The thing Mark said we need to abolish. You want me to keep grinding? The thing we did at middle school. Dances, let me do. You want me to. It's almost always the thing. Do the latest or the top? I actually think we need the thing to be able to bring up the joke format. But basically, there's this idea that there's this joke format where you're trying to get out of something, when you're trying to say that the thing you're being asked to do is bad because it leads to this famous other thing, which is horrific or catastrophic. So here you can see a lot of them. You want me to clean the shower, thing in which we use soap and water every day. You want me to pick where we eat, the thing that kills Libras. You want me to smoke and be stoned, the thing that killed Stephen and Goliath. You want me to run, the thing that killed the Greek guy named Marathon Renner. You want me to go in a pool, the thing that potentially killed Kendall Roy, but we're not sure yet. All this sort of stuff. You want me to, the thing that did. This one is hard. This one's a kind of a frustrating joke format because it's hard to find it. It's hard to kind of, it's hard to isolate it from other non-joke format tweets because its parameters require these very common words and phrases, so it's a little frustrating to look for. But you will see it. I've seen it everywhere, and if it wasn't for the previous joke format that I mentioned, I would have said that this was the joke format of the week. Again, not saying that in terms of the ones I enjoyed the most. Often, whether or not a joke format is funny is almost beside the point. It's really just trying to highlight some sort of general sentiment in society. In this case, it's fun to make excuses. It's fun to be a guy who makes excuses. That's just a fun guy to be. Especially, I think it taps into this sort of feeling lately that nobody wants to do anything. That is like the feeling of tiredness, of depressive tendencies highlighted by the pandemic, sort of combining with the holiday season. People don't want to do anything, and so this feels like the tweet joke format that people sort of clung to in order to play out this role of someone who prefers not to do something like this. So that is the joke format. That's the second joke format of the week. And I believe it's that's number 4 on the list. We have 3 more internet phenomena to go over. Again, I hope you're enjoying the show. If you enjoy the show, feel free to subscribe, to like, and to maybe buy a t-shirt to help us keep their lights on. Not these lights, not the literal lights, but things like Canva, things like StreamYard, and things like the music license service which we use to help power these shows. Feel free to give us a Ko-fi. Feel free to give us a Patreon subscription. You guys know what to do. Go to that About page. when this shit is over. So see what one more time. Number three of the internet this week is the gray robot. We're gonna see if we can find that gray robot. Here we go. So this is a robot who's been all over the place. If you haven't seen this robot, then you haven't probably been on Twitter in the last few days. Everyone went crazy over this robot, saying, okay, geez, that robot is too realistic. I don't like how that robot is looking at its hands. I don't like how it's blinking. I don't like how it makes expressions that feel pretty realistic. I don't like how smooth its motions are. I don't like how humanoid it seems. I don't like it looking at me. I don't like how the fact that it has better eye contact than I do. I don't like the way that it smiles. I don't like that it's being made. People are often talking about that robot. Here's the original post. You can see it has 300,000 likes, so people have been making quite a reaction to that. You'll notice that there's other guys, other robots in the corner behind it. I think there's sort of a wall of faces at a certain point. There's a lot going on in this clip. Somebody on my Twitter pointed out that it makes a softly whirring sound if you watch it with sound. Someone said that it's insulating servos is some of the least sexy work you can do, and that's often why you don't see that work highlighted in these types of clips. Wouldn't you rather see robots making realistic hand gestures rather than simply being quiet because their servos are properly insulated? Anyways, you can go to the 64,000 quote tweets to see various people saying, oh, I don't want to have sex with it. They're saying, buckle up, the future is coming. The fact that androids are here, but they gave the most unfuckable faces, unimaginable, infuriates me. So people saying, going back and forth between being very frightened and not being turned on enough. I think that is a general consensus of this robot post. I actually forgot how sexual these quote tweets were. I feel like they've gotten more sexual since I looked at these quote tweets. We don't necessarily need to look at all these quote tweets. But a lot of people are very upset by it. A lot of people are very scared by it. I think it's fine. Pfeiffer says, send it to Philly to get its ass kicked. Yes, Philly people know what to do. Of course, talking about our favorite robot on the program, Hitchbot. Who doesn't love a good Hitchbot reference? Hitchbot, the thing they called a robot, even though I think it was just a tin can, who with rubber boots and gloves, who hitchhiked across the country in Europe, various countries in Europe with no problem, immediately got its ass kicked and was destroyed in Philadelphia. One of the funniest things that's ever happened. It'll be 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now, and sometimes I'll think about this picture and laugh. The fact that it was immediately fucking wasted in Philadelphia. Looking how hopeful it looks in this photo and how egregiously owned it looks in this photo will always give me a chuckle, even when I'm dying of bad air. Of the notorious bad air incident that will occur in 2041. It's always fun to improvise the year of your death on your own show. That's a fun thing that I think is fun to do. So that's number 4. We're going to do a few more internet things. Oh, that was actually number 3. The last one, there are 2 more we're going to do real quick. One thing is about the guy who did Bojack. Just real quickly about the Bojack guy. The Bojack guy, you're thinking, what are you talking about? God, I can't remember the name of the Bojack guy. Oh, the Fincher joke, though. The Fincher joke, the Fincher juke, which is not how you get to a thing. So here we go. So to me, this was the second number 2 thing that happened. Very good. Will Arnett, please continue listing people in Bojack actors who were featured in Bojack, please continue listing them in the comments. It does make me laugh. Raphael Bob Wakesberg, I'm assuming I'm saying all that stuff right. He did a thread, I believe it was either yesterday or 2 days ago, or yesterday, December 7th, I believe was the day before now. He did a thread pointing out that the Dave Chappelle deal on Netflix is kind of strange. The idea that people have basically no overhead, or the idea that Netflix is incapable of making any suggestions or making any sort of content decisions based on your show or on your special, that idea is strange because Bojack creators were asked to take out a joke or a scene about David Fincher based on the idea that David Fincher might be upset by it. So Netflix told Raphael Bob Waxberg to take that joke out. And then what Raphael Bob Waxberg did is that he offered to post that David Fincher bit if people donated enough, if 100 people donated to the Trans Lifeline. So basically, they made it, they gave over $2,000 to the Trans Lifeline, and now everyone gets to read the David Fincher joke, which Netflix asked the creators of Bojack Horseman to cut. Let's read it right now. David Fincher says, "What's up, slut?" Princess Carolyn says, "David Fincher, you skinny bitch, what are you doing here?" David Fincher says, "What the hell else have I got to do? Just got kicked off my movie." Princess Carolyn says, "Why? What happened?" David Fincher says that Psycho Brenda told the studio I was a crack addict so I wouldn't miss the baby shower. Princess Carolyn says, "Yeah, she was really into getting people to come to this baby shower." Princess Carolyn notices a gift under Fincher's arm. "That's for Kristen. What did you get her?" David Fincher says, "I'm not telling." Princess Carolyn said, "Come on." David Fincher says, "No." Princess Carolyn says, "Tell me what's in the box." David Fincher says, "None of your business." Princess Carolyn says, "What's in the box?" David Fincher says, "Oh, I get it because it's 7. Cute." So, it's a joke about 7. 7. You can see when did that movie come out? Let's look up when that movie came out. That movie came out in 1995. It came out in 1995. So this joke is based on a scene from a movie that's 25 years old. They made a joke about it in Bojack Horseman, and Netflix told them to remove that joke about the movie 7 from their show in case it upset David Fincher. So basically, it's sort of just kind of pointing out a certain amount of hypocrisy and what one should assumedly take in a fairly lighthearted manner, and also made over $2,000 for the Trans Lifeline, which I think is pretty good. So that to me is number 2 of the Internet of the Week. Now, what is for me number 1 thing on the Internet of the Week? It is civil forfeiture. Let's see if I can spell that correctly. Civil forfeiture was a big story also yesterday that I wanted to just bring up briefly here, because I think it's one of those things that you don't really, if you're me, think about much until you inevitably arrive at a story that makes you incapable of thinking about anything else. Oh yeah, but Pfeiffer brings up a great point. Gundam America's tweets are actually number 1. Are those tweets from Pfeiffer's account? Is Pfeiffer promoting his own Twitter account within the chat of the show? I believe maybe. But regardless of whether he's promoting his Twitter in the chat, I believe it is also our shadow number 1. Our non-shadow number 1, this tweet, praise for a canine officer at Dallas Love Field Airport after more than $100,000 was found in a passenger's luggage. Now, one may ask, what did that passenger do? And then, apparently, the woman who owned the bag was not arrested, but the money was seized, and police say it will be subject to the civil asset forfeiture process. So the question is did these cops just steal a bunch of money from a woman? To our knowledge, that's what happened. And then they bragged about it with a photo of a dog. December 2nd, K9 alerted an individual checked suitcase. It belonged to a 25-year-old woman. It contained envelopes filled with $100,000 in cash. She was not arrested, but the money was seized. So not only are they basically advertising the fact that they stole $100,000 from a woman for no reason, that they posted it on the CBS local website. This guy who looks like a brick wearing a suit is going to talk about what a good job that dog did taking away that lady's money. Now, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing against the law that I know of about walking around with lots of money. The fact that the police can do that, to me, strikes me as a problem. And at least, because otherwise it would have made me go insane, most of the quote tweets are in agreement. Just Amash says this dog helped police steal more than $100,000. Something cool about America is the police can just rob you if they feel like it. The cops just straight up stole $100,000. The cop stole her money. Yep. So everyone is in agreement that it's weird that this dog photo represents the cop stealing $100,000 from this woman. Comprehensive Control Act, this 1984 law spearheaded by Biden, expanded drug trafficking penalties and federal civil asset forfeiture, which allows police to seize and absorb someone's property, whether cash, cars, guns, or something else, without proving the person is guilty of a crime. Under the federal equitable sharing program, local and state police get up to 80% of the value of what they seize as funds for their department, which critics say creates a for-profit incentive to take people's stuff. So a couple of things. The Comprehensive Control Act, an 1984 law, guys, what year is it? This feels like 1984. Spearheaded by one of the racist senators ever invented, and our current president, former Senator Joe Biden, expanded the traffic penalties and federal civil asset forfeiture. So apparently it sounds like the police, if they can present any sort of suspicion, can just take your things and it just goes into the police department. Is that real life? That seems wild to me. It seems absolutely crazy to me that they can just take your money and it's not even incumbent on there being a crime committed. That seems really frustrating. At least, yeah, so considering that the law was spearheaded by our current president, I don't see in the immediate future any sort of action taken to, for example, make it harder for the police to just steal all your money. That said, there's nothing much more to say than that. We live in a very weird place. If you live in America, congratulations, you are living in a strange land governed by very foul rules. As Pfeiffer, I think, very nobly and elegantly puts it, existence is pain. I agree. And the fact that the dog is included, and the fact that they're the fact that they took the photo to brag about it, that they put it, that they like put out this sort of like this feeling of like, oh, isn't he a good doggy? Like it really makes you throw up in your mouth and then throw up, throw up out the window. I'm just very frustrated sometimes. Anyway, that's our number one internet moment of the week. We all get to learn about how fucked up our country is when there's a tweet that thinks that high praise for a canine officer is a great way of introducing a story about how the police can just steal your stuff. Fighting for says live action Disney, all dogs are bastards. So, again, just to wrap up, just to say the 10 things of the internet this week, the Jeremy Strong interview and reactions to it in the New Yorker, guns. Apparently, it's a big internet deal if you are a Republican lawmaker to give all of your children, your tiny and grown children, giant guns to take Christmas photos with. Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you're Neil deGrasse Tyson, you have thought about kissing your own mouth in the mirror once a year for 10 years, at least. 4, Wombo Boddart. The most good thing that came out of the internet this week, a Chinese originating application which lets you make cool art based on phrases through the magical power of AI. 5, we used to be a country, a proper country. People don't go to pharmacies anymore dressed like couches, and that's bad. Number 6, you want me to say what? You want me to do what? The thing that did that. Another joke format, very hard to search for, but again, also very popular. The next one, the gray robot, a very scary robot, looks like a person. Everyone is either scared of the promise of our robot future or infuriated that they are making robots and they continue to make them insufficiently hot. So a lot of fear and loathing in those comments. After that, it is the Fincher joke. The creator of Bojack Horseman, in order to make a point about hypocrisy and the strange double standards at Netflix, was able to raise over $2,000 in order to eventually show us what ended up being a pretty fine joke about Seven that he was not allowed to have in the original Bojack because it might have upset David Fincher. And the last thing is, of course, civil forfeiture. This doggy has a lot of praise because he stole a woman's money, which will go back into the police department for people who will steal more money from people. So again, that's the top 10 of the week. I tried to do it in an hour, ended up being about 63 minutes. However, I just want to point out that we did start a little bit late. So basically, I programmed a perfect hour-long show. If it went over, it's because we started too late. And the only reason we started too late is my computer is slow. And I had to restart it. And I decided to not take responsibility for that. So basically, I am congratulating myself on a perfectly timed show. Thank you. So that was this week's stuff. This is the stuff that happened during this week. It will never happen again unless it decides to, because, again, I don't think that our world is governed by any rules. So anything can happen. I may do this exact show next week if we decide to be all obsessed with the exact same 10 things. Until then, we'll discover what the internet has for us next. This has been Honorable Mentions. My name is Rachel Jane Andelman. Support this station, and otherwise, good night, good luck, and good posting.